Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Well, I'm sure most of you have seen by now, the Christmas Battleforces have finally been announced. And I've got to be honest, I was beginning to think they'd become another casualty of 2020. But thankfully this is not the case, and G-Dub has come through with some awesome looking sets, continuing the Christmas tradition of having to make some real tough choices of just which set to go for. Now I'm going to go through both Age of Sigmar and 40k sets because I really do want to start giving AOS and Fantasy its own day on the channel. I'm pleased to say today the channel has another sponsor, so we'll do that before we crack on with the box sets. Before we go any further, I am very pleased to say today's upload is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. If you want the ultimate fantasy action experience combined with an epic storyline, then Raid Shadow Legends has got you covered. Use my links below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC while I tell you more. Now Raid has 16 different factions such as Orcs, Dwarves, Undead Hordes and many more. If you scroll to the index screen, you can find them all here. Each faction is made of many unique champions, but my go-to is the Sacred Order, warrior knights once tasked with cleansing the land of all evil, and now sworn to the service of Queen Eva. Don't worry my lady, the realm's in safe hands. Now what I like most is not only is there a bunch of different challenges to enjoy, leveling up your party through the campaign and story, or taking on a challenging dungeon, it's that you can see other players' reviews for each character, and even recommended equipment, giving you a helping hand in the right direction. Raid is constantly bringing out new champions, and here's some concept art for some of the ones they're currently working on. Check out the details on these guys. You don't see that kind of quality and detail in a mobile game. Man, I hope she's a part of the Sacred Order. So go ahead and download this game. Go to the links in my description box, and if you're a new player, you can get 100,000 silver and a free champion acolyte. Look at this cool champion you'll get for free. You will find your extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. So what are you waiting for? And I'll see you in Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, back to today. So first off, let us begin by taking a look at Age of Sigmar, starting with Ogre Moor tribes. Now we're still waiting on the prices of the Battleforces this year, but the website Bell of Lost Souls has given us a price total of all the units priced up individually in the Age of Sigmar box sets, so we can get an idea of the rough savings we're likely to get. And this set has a Tyrant, Iron Blaster, 2 sets of Ogre Gluttons, Iron Guts, Lead Belchers, and finally a Man Crusher Gargant, coming in at around $308. So I think we can expect some good savings overall. And this kind of price point gives you an idea of the total average price all the Battleforces would be individually. So when the prices are leaked or announced, you'll have an idea of the savings to expect. If the prices come out soon enough, of course I'll do a breakdown like I do every year. Now these guys in particular aren't my cup of tea, but it is a nice surprise to see them included. Next up, the Gloomspite Gits. Ah, the old Night Goblins. How I miss fantasy so. Man, I can't wait for the return of the old world. But these guys are definitely a contender for the faction I'll be choosing when I finally dive in to Age of Sigmar. The character of this faction is just, it's so awesome. It has all the hallmarks of old, but with just enough changes to make them enticing. So what do we have in this set? A Loon Boss on Cave Squig, Dankhold Troggoth, 2 units of Rockgut Troggoths, and 14 Squig Hoplings. Overall a very nice looking set, and I'm pretty sure these guys were a Battleforce last year too. I'm guessing they must be a popular faction. Next up, the Disciples of Tzeentch. Man, I love the Lord of Change model. I know it's been around for a few years now, but man, just look at it. So good, definitely one of the best sculpts out there. Just thinking about the upgrade it was over the previous model, man, it's just crazy how good the sculpts have got. So accompanying him, we've got a Gaunt Summoner, a Zangor Enlightened, Zangors, and Kyric Acolytes. I was really hoping for a full-on demon set myself, but this one having a greater demon, this is going to be a nice saving. Caradron Overlords. Gordon's alive. I always get Flash Gordon vibes when I see these guys. There's something about them I just like. They are the epitome of the high fantasy world AOS represents. I just like them, I can't put my finger on it. So with Brock Grungson, an Archanaut frigate, 2 Grunstock gun haulers, Sky Wardens and Endrin riggers, we have an individual tally of $308. So like I said, we have an idea now of the average tally of each set, barring of course maybe $5 or $10. So it'll be interesting to see what price points the Battleforces come out at. But now the main event, the 40k box sets. First up, the boys in blue, the mandatory Space Marine set, the Interdiction Force. Now, is it just me, or is this the basis for a Raven Guard force or what? Captain in Phobos armor, 10 infiltrators, 10 reavers, an Invicta tactical warsuit, and an impulsor. Of course this will fit for any chapter, but come on, how can you not go Raven Guard with that lineup? Do the right thing and make Korax proud. This is just screaming Raven Guard. Necron's Eradication Legion. I've got a feeling this one is going to fly off the shelves. If you got Indomitus, combine it with this, and you have a full-on Legion ready to roll. I'm really pleased to see the Necrons again. Yes, they seem to always be there, but with the love they've received this year, I was almost expecting them not to be included. It's really nice for people to get a full force with good savings under their belt. I'm pretty sure anyone who's interested in Necrons would have at least ordered an Indomitus box set. So if you do want to expand it, this battle force is right up your alley. 10 warriors, 5 immortals, 5 Triarch Praetorians, a Canoptech Spider, Triarch Stalker, Doomscythe and Technomancer. Don't bow before the Silent King. Revolt. Astra Militarum Bastion Platoon. The battle force I'm always tempted by, but have never got. I say it every year, but I may have to change that this year. Man, was I not expecting a Hydra. Combine that with a Chimera, Sentinel, Heavy Weapon Squad, Command Squad and 20 Guardsmen. I really like the feel of this force. No, there's no Leman Russ, the tank, not the Primarch. But let's be real here, most Guard players already have those tanks coming out their ears, and new players will most likely grab the Start Collecting box set. So this battle force making a small change is a nice surprise. Chaos Space Marines Decimation Warband. I didn't think we'd be getting a Chaos set this year if I'm honest, at least not Space Marines. But if you missed out on last year's, you are definitely covered with this. Man, that Alpha Legion temptation rears its head once again. 10 Marines, 5 Havocs, 5 Terminators, 1 Mauler Fiend, and a Chaos Lord. It is pretty similar to last year's box set, and that's not a bad thing. Don't try to fix what ain't broke. This box set covers everything you'll need to start a Chaos force. Tau Empire. Man, it's definitely a love-hate thing this time of year. I love the battle forces, but I hate the temptation that comes with it. Once again, I feel the call of the greater good. Every year. And yet I have never fallen to the Xeno mind games. But just look at the model count here. 10 Fire Warriors, 10 Pathfinders, 3 Crisis battlesuits, 1 Broadside battlesuit, a Piranha, the Commander, and what, about a dozen drones? This force is stacked. There's just something about the crisp paint scheme of the Tau. Changing to white was definitely a good move. They just look good. Last but not least, Tyranids Broodswarm. Tyranids sold out like hotcakes last year, and well, I'm expecting the same this year. So if you want the Tyranids, you may have to be pretty quick. Now, as you guys may remember me saying, I cannot paint to save my life. However, to try and get better, I have set myself a challenge to paint 100 Tyranids, where hopefully by the end we can see at least a little improvement. So the Broodswarm could be a very good saving for me, because hey, if I'm going to paint 100 Tyranids, I at least want a usable force by the end, right? So what do we have? A Hive Tyrant, 16 Genestealers, 10 Gargoyles, 3 Tyrant Guard, and an Exocrine. A nice mix here. Tyrant Guard and the Exocrine especially. I was not expecting those in any possible Tyranid box set. At least they're not the usual ones you expect to see. But okay, that rounds out all the battle forces coming this Xmas. And for those saying, wait a minute, what about the Blood Angels? That's not a battle force, guys. That's a new combat patrol set, which will be released with the coming codex. So, are you going to get one, guys? And if so, which one? I'm sure I'm not alone when I say, as much as we'd all like to buy several of them, you simply can't stretch that far. So tough decisions are going to need to be made. This year's been tough for everyone, and your support of me and the channel has really meant a lot. But that's it for today, guys. Huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support really means a lot to me. It truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.